Alrighty, let's go. Beaurepaires Sydney SuperNight, and it's a Saturday night press conference. Thank you, AJ. And we've got Brodie Kostecki leading home the charge here for Coca-Cola Racing by Erebus. Chaz Mostert on the podium. Well done, mate. Walkinshaw and Drew United. And a 1-3 with Will Brown here as well. Start with the man in the middle. Your Saturday night in Sydney, Brodie. You're heading back to the hotel a happy man tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It was just awesome execution from the whole team at Coca-Cola Racing. Just car was fantastic all day, and we're able to put on the front row and get a good start, and just able to manage the race. So it would have been cool to see the the one stop versus the two stop strategy play out, but safety car kind of threw that away for Andre, which is a bit unlucky for him. But awesome day for Coca-Cola Racing and Shawn Partners.
I know that you still got another race tomorrow before you jet over to the US, but exciting times for you at the moment. You're looking forward to everything that's on your plate right now?
Yeah, definitely. Still another day to go, tomorrow, and 100% focus is going to this weekend. I want to make sure that I leave with good results going over, and make sure I come back and we're on target for Tail and Bend as well. So, but today was just one of those unbelievable days where the car's just a rocket, and everything fell into our hands.
Would it be nice to head to the US with the orange numbers on it?
Definitely.
Excellent. Best of luck with that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Chaz, good job. Did you think a podium was a chance for you when you were rolling around in practice today? Did you think, I'll be second later tonight?
No, I didn't. But I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, I bet. So what were you lacking earlier, and then what happened to get you here?
Still lacking a few things, but I think the safety car came at the right time. And we were able to use our fuel in hand a little bit that we kind of fueled back in the first stop. So I kind of had to race pretty hard. Like, we obviously made it a bit hard for ourselves where we qualified, but at the moment qualifying in the top 10 is a pretty good result for us. So spent all our tyres through Q1 to Q2 and try to maximise getting the most out of the car, and then obviously didn't have anything left for the Q3 there. So felt pretty racy to a couple of guys. I think there was some pretty quick cars out there as well, but I was kind of probably around that 5th or 6th. I think there was a couple of cars on the same pace. I think these guys next to us were pretty speedy out there, but just you can never count out the SMP night race with a safety car late or anything like that. So just the race fell our way, and I know last couple of weeks I've had a couple of kart races at higher karts against Will Brown and Cam Waters at different times, so it was like a flashback for me out there on those last couple of laps. So I'm glad those two got a bit of red mist each other and made a nice little alley for the big rig down the inside.
Did you enjoy that battle? You were licking your lips at the prospect of getting in there, because everyone in pit lane, everyone on the grandstand, everyone was hoping to see it, and it delivered.
Yeah, look, if I was the one on the outside, I would absolutely hate it. But I was the guy on the inside and absolutely loved it.
Well done, mate. Good job.
Thank you.
Wilbur, what do you reckon? Third? Happy with that?
Yeah, I would have liked to come second. It was a bit of a damned if I do, damned if I don't. I knew Cam had the 5-second penalty, but I had Chaz catching me, and Chaz and Cam, that's a bit of a mix, we know. So I thought, I'm sandwiched here, it's going to be on. But I thought I could get Cam at turn 2, and I tried to give him a little bit of a door, not being too rude, but I knew I was coming back, and he got me at 3. And then we had an awesome battle there. I was on the outside, and I thought this isn't real good. But Chaz snuck through, and then me, Cam, even Chaz was still in turn 6. We were still into it with everyone, and it made pretty good racing at the end. Disappointing to lose a spot and end up third, but still on the podium, and still a great result for the team.
You said after the race that the plan was to follow Cam in because you had the fuel advantage on him. So if you pitted on the same lap, you would have got him in the pit stop. So how did that all go wrong?
It was a miscommunication because we believed that the safety car was going to come out, and I said to Tom, he said if the safety car comes out, come in. So when I came around the last corner, I was going to always pit up after Cam, and I said, Cam's coming in, I'm going to pit, and he said stay out, because we talked over each other, and he then realised that the safety car wasn't going to come out, so he said stay out. So it was a bit of a miscommunication there, which was disappointing, but it is what it is. That probably cost us our second place, but like I say, it's still good to get third.
Yeah, well done. All right, let's get some questions from the jurors.
Chaz, congratulations on second place. What did you notice about the car with the changes to the engine mapping and the throttle bodies, and did you notice anything at all?
Go on, Chaz. I don't think it's my turn to talk about it, to be honest. I was a bit vocal at Townsville. But yeah, look, there's definitely different changes from the last event. You know, the throttle body change is definitely a more of a notice on the cracked throttle pickup, and I'd say the lag that there was slightly a little bit there. So I'd say the drivability is a bit nicer, but I'd say the hardest thing for me to manage a car is the engine brake. It's one of those things I'm really struggling to get my head around, and I don't know if that's just a balance of the Mustang the way it is at the moment, but or our car. But I mean, we seem to be trucking along pretty good, but then later in the stints, it's really hard to drive. So yeah, when you come to these higher degradation places, we're struggling a little bit more.
And Will, you were in a battle with the Ford all race. Did you notice any difference in the way the car performed when you were matching it against yours?
To be honest, I raced with Cam the whole race and couldn't notice really anything. The only thing I noticed was a bit of top end, to be blatantly honest. And I don't know if that was toe or I was a bit quicker than him. I seemed to tie up on Brody a little bit, but not as much as Cam. So I definitely realised that. But I raced him literally for probably 40 laps there, and there was nowhere that I thought, oh yeah, I'm a lot quicker than him or he's a lot quicker than me. It was just like racing Brody out there. So that's my honest opinion of it, and that's how the race went if you actually watch it. But it's just I can't see anything in it there.
Brody and Will, how are you guys enjoying, I guess, the rivalry with Triple Eight? I mean, there's been a few flashpoints, whether it's at Darwin or Perth or wherever. I guess that's natural in a championship battle, or how are you guys enjoying or finding that?
Yeah, I think it's it's something that we've never been in this sort of spot before. Fighting for a championship, and we're sort of just focusing on ourselves and not too worried about what the other guys are doing. And it seemed to work today. But I've had a few bad rounds, I guess, the last 2 rounds, and we just haven't really executed. So it was great to execute today from my side, and obviously Will's ended up P3, so. It's going to keep on having days like this, and just keep on putting points in the bank.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool to be challenging Triple Eight this year. Last year it probably seemed unachievable for us, but with the Gen 3 coming out and the change, and I guess not having the development parts on there that everyone's got the same thing has really allowed us to be able to do what we've done this year. So it's been fantastic, and I think it's cool that we've been able to continue the success after, I think, AGP. A lot of people thought we'd get knocked off pretty quickly off Brody leading the championship, and to be now round 7 and still leading the championship for the team Brody is, and myself second, is really cool.
For Brody, does that dynamic with Shane change when you both go over to Indianapolis? How are you guys almost sort of allies in a way, or how does that dynamic work when you guys go there?
No, I have no allies out on the track apart from my teammate.
And Chaz, just generally speaking, happier than you were sort of 3 weeks ago when you were on the podium in Townsville?
It's a tough one. Look, obviously tonight was awesome. Like I said, the race fell our way to get a good position, but I don't know. The high-speed balance, I feel, with my car for whatever reason has been a bit of a struggle, even in qualifying. Just turn 1, I just can't seem to get quite through there. They kind of got a lot of understeer there, and the mid part of lap 2, 4, 5. So, we definitely made some changes from the test day. Made the car a little bit better in setup wise, and be able to try and look after tyres a little bit better as well. But just anything we tried today through practice really could not change that aero balance so much.
Will, did Tom give you a call just in the final part of that lap, on the last lap, to say let him go?
No, Tom was actually a bit unhappy at me that I attempted to make the pass on Cam. He thought I should have sat there, but as I say, it's I wasn't sure that if I sat there, if Chaz would have a lunge at me when he got close, and sort of, I guess he knew I was in the championship, and if Shane would then get me, so I thought I'll try and get Cam and try and clear him. But yeah, Tom was a little bit unhappy after the race, just that I guess it looked like our race had gone, from second in the race to 5th, which, was obviously disappointing, but we lost 1 position, and, like I said before, I was sort of damned if I do, damned if I don't in that situation. So yeah, got the short end of the stick today, but it's not so bad.
Guys, not sure if you've seen it yet. Cam was not happy with the penalty we heard him say on the radio. No wonder the expletive drivers want to leave. We've also seen that Shane Gisbergen is very unhappy. What is the environment like for the drivers at the moment? Are there too many rules? Are the racing rules no good? Is the politics no good? Why do there seem to be lots of unsatisfied drivers?
I'm not going to discuss that here.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, I don't think they're unsatisfied as you say. I guess some are, and it's probably more on the Ford side, which is I guess they haven't got a result as much this year, so they're going to be disappointed. That's always a scale. But I think Gen 3's actually produced pretty good racing. You saw the last bit there, and the racing that we've had throughout the year. I think the racing's been good, and maybe we'd be a little bit biased because we're going well in the championship. But overall, I think it's done what it has, and I think Cam and Chaz were really quick today in that race.
I don't think it's fair for people to try and quote what drivers say in the heat of a moment in the race. Like, mate, there's probably been 100 times in a race where I've said plenty of things over radio and called everyone that's battling or vice versa, or all supercars or vice versa. It's what happens in the heat of the moment. So I don't think you can quote for quote, word for word, when a driver's really angry out there, kind of really hold it against them either. We're racing for positions, we're racing for trophies, we're racing for our team and our sponsors, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes things are going to come out of our mouth, but for me, I was really happy. I finally got onto the SMP straight at the night race and actually got to see the fireworks go off. Normally I'm in turn 7 or 8, and I think Shane's normally down here taking the fireworks, and I'm like, I missed the whole show again. But like Will said, the racing is close. There's no doubt about it. We've got different race winners this year. Yeah, the Ford side's been a little bit less, and we're working through that. Supercars have been really proactive. You see more changes. If they're the right things or wrong things, things are changing. It's a very hard thing to try and get right. This is probably the biggest technical changes in the category's history for a long time. So I think everyone's trying their hardest. I think, tonight we've got a Ford on the podium. That's fantastic, but don't quote drivers in the red mist.
So just to pick up on that then, what are your feelings then in general about broadcasting radio messages like that, and about broadcasting the radio live and other categories do it on delay?
That's the same thing. You could look over my fence into my front yard, but if you talk about what's in my front yard, that's kind of on you, isn't it, really?
To wrap up, the format. Brody, like it, love it, night racing, 200 Ks, 2-stopper versus 1-stopper, coming back tomorrow. Just what are your thoughts on the format?
Yeah, I don't mind the format. I just, we got here on Thursday and I haven't driven a car till today. So I think we need to fix that up, and it would be good to do more rounds and be at the track less days would be, good in my book, but I'm not the one that makes those calls.
Yep, fair. Chaz, your thoughts? Format, like it, dislike it this week?
I like the format. I like the night racing. I think it's really cool. Spectacle is probably, every time we race here, it's probably the most amount of people I've seen at SMP since I've been coming here for 10 years. I feel still that we haven't quite got the night racing correct. We should be really racing on a Friday night and a Saturday night. If we can't do that, then we should really be racing on a Saturday night, Sunday night. It's just super hard on the crew. The guys are going to we're banging doors all night tonight, and the guys have got to basically stay the next 3 or 4 hours, fix the car, service them, come back out tomorrow and ask them to perform in the lane. It's a bit tough. If we're going to do night racing, do 2 night races. But the tomorrow day one is just a little bit too early. It's probably the best I can see from the schedule that it has been. I think last time I don't know if we had an extra 2 races on Sunday or it was a bit earlier in the day. So it's definitely better. But if we're doing night racing, do night racing. That's what we should be doing.
Yep, cool. Will, anything you want to add?
Oh, I think like Brody said, I think it'd be really cool to condense it down. I think people aren't as interested in practice and that. It's like what, I guess the NASCAR guys roll up and race. It'd be cool to do just Saturday, Sunday events potentially. I'm not sure if I'm wrong here, but do more of them, 15 or so rounds a year where we're actually racing more and it's on TV more and, we get to showcase ourselves more. I think that'd be a lot better. Roll up Friday afternoon, race Saturday, Sunday and then do it from there. But who knows if that's actually cost saving that much or not. I don't make those decisions.
Calm down, Will. I'm just out there for 2 practices trying to make my car look like your car. If I don't have the practice, I wouldn't have got here today.
Guys, thank you. Well done today, and we'll see you tomorrow.